Work between raindrops. Yep, that's what I do. Well, I didn't video this, but this is how I designed it. And we got the wood cut. And I'm very lucky to be able to get it sawed before it rained again. So what I did is I found a 2x3 underneath the shop. So I didn't have to buy one. I cut my angles. I did all these angles by hand because my chop saw will go to 45, but it won't go beyond that. And this angle is sharper than 45. I don't know what the angle is. I don't have my angle square with me right now. And what I did is I got a 1.5 inch piece of pine here to just union these two pieces of plywood together and just put 1 and 5/8 inch screws in here and use the 2.5 inch Torx into here. The Torx are the best. That's what I use to build most of my things. Using the DeWalt with the Torx bit. Now this wood is warped. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, at the time I bought a lot of bargain wood, it's warped, but if I glue it and screw it down, it's going to be fine. And the reason I'm using the 2x here is to give me the support that I'm not going to get at this end. And the way I made this is going to be nailed, screwed down rather than glued first and then screwed down. And I'll be able to pull out my drawer. Now, unfortunately, I can't pull out the drawer now or Dorco will fall off. He's held up by the drawer here. But this drawer will pull way out to here. This is 20 inches from here to here. So the drawer will come out to here. That's the end of the plywood right there. So the way this is here now is I have a 3.5 inch lip. 3 to 3.5 inches. More than what I really need. Make sure I'm on camera. Alright. That's the way I wanted to do it, as you can see underneath there. I wanted a lip on that. No glue on this. There's Torx, 2.5 inch Torx. This is a 2x3 that's here. This is a 2x2, and it's an older one, but it's still in good shape. So I put 1, 2, 3 of the Torx in here. Then I added this piece afterwards, and I got a Torx in here and a Torx in here. And underneath where you can't see it, going in this way is a 2.5 inch Torx screw that goes in here, and this here is cut on an angle. All this is by hand in here. So now what I got to do is to take some glue and just put it all through here. And it's not going to be a perfect level. It's going to be pretty good, but not perfect. But that's all right, because what I'm going to do on this is I want to get I've seen some shops that have like a carpet on the bench, but it's not really a carpet. It's some other material that is glued down on top of the bench. So I want to take everything off the bench, not now when I get the money to buy the stuff I need, and just go from here. See, the bench ends right here, okay? Then there's another piece of plywood. It happens to be 3/4. That's why it's up higher. This is 1/2 inch right here. This is 3/4, but that's okay. I'm not putting a carpet in there. So the bench is 48 inches from here right over to here. So when this piece is in, then I'm going to cut out some cardboard, some carpet that I'm going to be getting. I might check Home Depot when the time comes, and I'll get all this covered up all the way through and up under here. There's this 2x4 here, that's on the horizontal can get the carpet right up to the wall. And the same with these instruments. They'll all come out and the carpet will go all the way in, cut in there, so that this whole bench will match. So it doesn't matter, you're not going to see the seam. So let me get started on this. First thing I want to do is to get my glue all the way around here, then start screwing. 1 1/8. I thought they were 5/8. No, they're 1 1/8. That's fine. That's what I've been using here and here. That's only for the plywood on the top. All the heavy stuff was done with 2.5-inch Torx screws. All right. Not too bad. It's not down as like I would like it to be, but it's okay over here. It's a little ridge, but I set the 2x2 in here right even with the top of the 2x3 that's in there, and they are it is 1/2-inch plywood, but in the future I could always mount an outlet strip in here, you know, small one, probably half the length of that one that's up there, but that's in the future. I don't have one. I'd have to get it, but right now, the way this is, I can put my clamp lights on there, and of course Dorkel can sit here, or whatever else big on the bench can go here, and I got to move all this radio out of the way and everything else yet. But that's all I'm going to do tonight. I got to do some rough sanding. I did some sanding on it. So this is 1/2-inch plywood, and 2x3 under here, and it's pretty firm. And the reason I made it like this is because I didn't want to come out like this and go straight across here, because if I did that like that, I would be interfering with my drawer. And this gives me plenty of work area right here. Originally, I was going to come out probably 6 or 8 inches and come over to here, which is fine, but the support that I needed to come in with the support like this, you know, like I got it. Here's the row of screws right here, so that's where the support is. And it was angled at the right side and angled at the left side to match into the bench. So if I left it that way and I used a small piece here, I would have this exposed at this point here until it got to about here. So I figured, why not just have a wide piece here and have it narrow down like this? This will give me a lot more surface. I didn't want to come straight out, because then there will be a problem with too much, there's not enough support. Here I'm in about a little over 3 inches, which is what I wanted. I wanted at least 2 inches or maybe even 3, more than I need, but I needed the support. And that's what this piece is that's under here, the 2x3. So we got it done. That's it. Nothing much here. Old Dorkel can get back onto this side of the bench, but we're going to let this glue set up. That way I can get back into my drawer, because I can't do anything here with my tools and everything. I'm limited by stuff underneath the bench here, like my screwdrivers under there. Now that's going to make it a little harder to reach under, and there'll probably be a little head banging at times, a little cussing, but you'll never hear that. But I have to do something. These are my go-to screwdrivers, and the meters that are under here, and the storage. But I think we can work with this quite well. And I'm going to stand up now against the bench And I can reach everything on the top shelf with no problem. This is just extra stuff that I had up here. So I'll be able to reach everything I need here without any problem at all. So I'm going to straighten this place up, put my tools away, and that's it for tonight. The news will be coming on at 5. That's if Channel 30 isn't knocked off again. It's been going on for over a month now. They say they're working on the tower. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I do know one thing. We're paying a lot of money for cable TV, and we're getting terrible, terrible service. Because Channel 30, which is 4 on the selector box, is always down. Channel 3, which is on Channel 3 on the selector box, WFSB in Hartford, is on. And that's on at 5 o'clock too. So we get the weather guesses on both of them. So let me get my tools put away here. And I don't know, should I give you this video? Well, if you're watching it, you obviously got it. I don't think you're too bored with this. I hope not. At least you'll have something to be bored with tonight. So now that this project's out of the way, I'll be able to keep Uncle Dorkle over here and continue working on him. That wireless mic, I guess, should be coming in another week or two, maybe. I think it's line level output. George Christophe says it's probably not, but it has a 1/4-inch plug on the receiver. And I think that 1/4-inch plug is made to go into probably a guitar input, which I think is microphone output, and this has line level. So in other words, that wireless mic will probably need a preamp. I figured I'd show you. I worked for another hour and a half. Okay, as you can plainly see, I've got Uncle Dorkle over there. So I would probably say I would need about 7 or 8 inches. I mean, I could push him back a little more, but this is fine. This gives me a nice overhang for the clipping of the lights. And now I can get into my drawer here, as I told you, in case I want to get it all the way out for whatever reasons. So it'll clear, plenty of clearance here. I did a lot of sanding and everything trying to get this, but there's a little lip here and a lip here, but it's not that bad. You know, when I put the top on there, whatever I'm going to use for the top here, let me turn that hams down here. That'll be better, I think. And then if I can get the right texture material without it being a high pile carpet, I don't want that. Things are less apt to get, roll off the bench. But I don't want to get something where small components, leads are going to get caught in the material. So I'm going to have to do some checking on that, see what's out there. So it's all glued and screwed, blued and tattooed. And like I say, I could put an outlet strip in here. That probably would do pretty good. It's a little dark under there, though. And speaking of that, because I got Dorkle out here a little more, it seems like I got less light shining in him from the overhead light. So what I may want to do in the future, and it's going to have to be a while, to probably get another 4-foot LED light maybe in this area here, so that it'll light this area up here more.